How
I
you
can
doing,
hear
Coach?
you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
gotcha.
Miss you guys in person. Gosh, dang. Got to get back in person on Mondays.
Oh, we'll have plenty of days together.
I know we will. Start off just happy Labor Day weekend, everybody. And we had a good practice, little jog through with the guys, had meetings, just finished up, but it's a good day.
All right, we'll start with Joel.
Joel, come on, Joel. Where you at? Joel.
Okay, we
Joel.
can we can bounce
Joel.
back. We'll go to Kevin.
Shane, I know you guys played them to end the year, but they're a lot different personnel-wise from last season. In what ways do you see them different?
Obviously they added Daniel Hunter, really good rusher on the edge, linebacker from Tennessee. Added him. Petrie's playing really good ball. So they're going to be a good, tough challenge, obviously. Add a lot of talent offensively, too. Adding Joe Mixon over there and all those guys, and Tank Dell and Nico Collins and tight end Schultz. I mean, they got a lot of dudes. So they're explosive. But obviously, we got to get ready to roll. This week will be a big week for us.
And I know you guys signed Spencer to the practice squad. Is Matt Gay dealing with anything physically heading into this week?
Yeah, he's dealing with a groin right now. So Schrader's here for that. Yes.
Is
And
he,
obviously, Schrader did a hell of a job in the preseason, too. So
will Matt Gay practice this week, or is he out? Or
we'll see. I don't know that for sure yet.
We'll go to James.
Shane, I guess today you might have had the first chance to kind of see Sammy Womack throughout the walkthrough, whatever. What interactions have you had with him and what he could possibly bring to this team?
It's been brief. I had brief interaction with them in the building when we signed them, and then today we were split fields, offense, defense. So just saw him over there doing a little bit of the walkthrough, but played a lot of football in San Fran. Talented player. Great get by Ballard and his staff getting him in the building. So excited to see what he brings to us this year for sure.
We'll go to Kent.
Hey, Shane. Openers have been real good for the Colts historically since 2013. I don't know if there's anything that, like, you can raise the level of urgency, whether that's necessary. Is there a way to kind of communicate that, hey, we got to hit the ground running?
Yeah, I mean, I think every year, gosh, yeah, you want to hit the ground running week one. I mean, you're trying to win every game, and the urgency definitely has got to be there, just like it does week one, just like it does week two, week three, week seven. But we know it's a big game. It's a division opponent right off the bat at home, and we got to start fast. We got to get off to a fast start this year. That's the goal every year, and our guys know that, the urgency, and we got to play like that on Sunday.
We'll go to Chap.
Coach, after the offseason and training camp and all this, and you've had these guys together now, primarily Richardson and Taylor, how much curiosity is there in you to see what you can do, and how much do you really think you know what this team can do?
There's a lot of curiosity there with those two guys for sure. You guys have heard me say this a bunch, but I think, we'll find out a lot about those two guys and the rest of our team, middle of the season, week 5, week 6, week 7, on how they're meshing and gelling. But I'm excited about those two guys. Just the explosiveness that they bring to our backfield is going to be huge for our success. You guys have heard me say that. But I am really excited, not only about those guys, but everybody, both sides of the football. I'm really ecstatic about it, to be completely honest.
Coach, can you give any update on Downs, or is it a midweek type thing?
Yeah, he's progressing well. I don't have an update, but he is progressing well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Stephen.
Hey, Shane. I know in the past week, you guys have the personnel staff has talked about a couple of running backs, and apparently Leonard Fournette's in there today. Not asking you to comment on them, but where are you at in your running back room? Do you feel like you're in a good spot there, health wise, and just moving forward? What do you think?
I do. I feel good about the running back room. Obviously, Chris and his staff is always doing their due diligence. You know what I mean? Looking at guys outside the building, but really feel good about JT, as we know, and Trey and Goody. Those guys, did a lot of good things for us last year, Trey and Goody. So feel good about that room. And like Chris always does and his staff, we're always looking too.
We'll go to George.
Shane, what did you see this offseason from the wide receivers in terms of being versatile and being able to line up all over the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think within our scheme, with any scheme, you can line guys up wherever you want to. AD obviously played a little bit outside. He's been playing a little bit inside for us. Downs can play. He played inside for us. He can play outside. Alec can play inside, play outside. So I think the versatility of that group in a whole is really good. And we can put those guys where need be throughout a game plan that we feel really comfortable with all those guys' skill sets. So feel really good about the wide receiver group for sure.
Okay, we'll jump back to Joel.
Hey Shane, with Spencer, how much of a feel did you get for him, with the kicking he did for you guys in the preseason?
Felt really good. I mean, he did a lot of good things. Obviously, the Cincinnati game was a big one for him. We let him kick that second half, made some big time kicks in that game. And he was consistent. So just to get him back on the practice squad is good for us. A guy that did a really good job for us to get him back. The consistency that he had in training camp was big.
And then we got one more from Kevin.
Shane, with Anthony, or I guess frankly any quarterback in general, what's maybe the hardest situation you can't script in a practice setting that you just got to be in a game?
Gosh, that's a loaded question. I think some of the unknown stuff on the fly, really, certain defensive looks. Obviously, you can talk through those on the sideline, but if they're switching things up within a play, is being able to adjust on the fly. And I think Anthony has a great feel for those things. He did a lot of that last year, seeing the defense, taking what's there. But we'll get those adjustments on the sidelines if, teams like to switch things up defensively. But I think on the fly, getting different looks and being able to adjust on the fly within the game will be big. And obviously you can't get those in practice sometimes. You try to get them in walkthroughs, try to go through looks, unique looks that you may or may not get in the game. But obviously you go through practice and the practice plans and the looks that you think you're going to get, you put them in those positions, but you got to be ready to adjust if it doesn't, play out that way defensively. And same thing with the offense. If they're doing something different, defense got to be able to adjust as well.